Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Idiots in a Movie podcast, episode 4. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and here with me always is my co-host,
Matt. Welcome, everyone. The movie we're doing today is called Good Time, starring Robert Patterson. Christopher, what was the story?
Okay, a little brief description of the story. Essentially, you have Robert Patterson's character and his little brother, right? Yeah, his little brother
who's mentally challenged.
And Robert Patterson's character convinces his little brother to rob a bank, and they rob a bank. And when they're running away, Robert Patterson's little brother gets captured, and the rest of the movie is Robert Patterson's character trying to get his brother out of jail. It's pretty much about how the movie goes. You didn't ruin the movie,
so good job. You're getting better at these.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, Matt, why don't you tell us who's all in this movie besides old Robert Patterson?
Pretty much just Robert Patterson. Everyone else is pretty unknown actors. Not saying they're bad. Everyone's really good in this.
Yeah, all the performances were pretty stellar performances in this movie.
The guy that plays his brother is actually one of the directors.
No, really?
Yeah.
Is he actually mentally challenged, or did he?
No, it's just I watched a video. He's not mentally challenged.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I would portraying that.
Yeah, I didn't know if they actually got like a mentally challenged actor or anything.
That's
but
what
no.
I thought at first when I first saw this movie. I'm like, man, they really got a mentally challenged dude. But
yeah, but no, it was a good performance on his part then.
Yeah.
So he was one of the directors, and I think the directors, there's two of them, and they were both brothers.
Yeah, the brothers, Benny and Josh Safdie.
Something like that.
I'm sure we're saying that completely wrong.
Probably. Did they write the script also, or
it said one of the brothers wrote it.
One of the brothers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I really like them. They only directed 2 movies so far, and the other one is Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. That came out last year.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie yet. I actually kind of want to see that.
It is something.
Okay. So, what do you think of Robert Patterson's character? Obviously, might as well go ahead and talk about that.
His character is a a-hole and a manipulator.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Well, for me, I liked his character.
I liked his character a lot too. I thought he was a great character. He did very much manipulate a majority of the people that were in this.
Yeah, everyone he meets, he somehow manipulates, from his brother to some random nuts he sees in a lunchroom.
Yeah. To
an underage kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he portrays it all so damn well.
Yeah, his portrayal of this character is very, very good.
And for the people who don't know, this movie is the reason why Robert Patterson got the starring role as Bruce Wayne / Batman in the new Batman movie that might be getting next year. Thanks, COVID. After watching this movie, I can totally understand why they want him. The director himself said the reason why he got this movie is because of this. Oh, the reason why he got Batman is because of this movie. And
yeah, I can totally see that because his performance on here was amazing. I think I haven't seen a majority of his newer movies, so I can't say.
You haven't seen Lighthouse?
No, I haven't seen Lighthouse yet, but I do want to see that.
Very fucking weird.
I saw it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
It is.
I haven't got around to it yet, though.
It's something.
I'll have to watch that one then. Okay, you got anything else for the non-spoilery section?
This movie is a thrill ride from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It doesn't really take a breath and that's a good thing to me.
Yeah. During the entire movie, Robert Patterson's character is also on the run because they identify him as the other person who committed this bank robbery. And you can really get the sense of that he is being chased by the cops and he is
running out of time.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good.
The movie is only 1 hour and 42 minutes, so it's a quick breeze.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. I would recommend this to anyone who likes not only a good movie, but a good crime thriller. I mean, it's overall a really good movie. I'm glad I watched this.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it too. I had never watched it before we did this review, and I had thought about watching it a couple times, but I never got around to it. But now that I've watched it, I think it's a really good movie.
Again, would recommend.
Yeah. So I think this next part we get into will be a little bit of spoiler. Will be spoiler filled. So if you haven't seen the movie, we still highly recommend you go see it. But if you want to stick around, you can. If not, go watch the movie and come back and keep listening. So Matt, let's get into some spoilers.
What did you think of the bank robbery scene?
Bank robbery? I thought it was very interesting. It was very quieter. It was a lot more quiet than some of the other bank robbery scenes you see in movies.
It's the complete opposite. Right, because every other bank robbery scene in movies is like, guns. They're shooting guns in the ceiling. They're screaming. They're getting on top of the bank stand.
Yeah.
They're shooting people. And this, just two guys in Mission Impossible masks exchanging notes with the bank teller.
Yeah.
It's at the same time, it never loses that sense of tension.
Yeah. Very good bluff on Robert Patterson's character being like, "We're armed."
Yeah.
But he did not have a weapon.
No.
But obviously the bank teller had to keep going. And then when she went to the back and put the
pink dye
bomb or whatever, the robbery safety device, I'm assuming. That was very interesting.
But I like that if they didn't get greedy, it just took the money that she initially gave them.
Yeah.
They
probably would have got away with it.
They would have got away with it.
Although, when she initially went back there, I figured that she was going to get monies, because I don't know if this is, like, real or anything, because I don't work at a bank, but I thought she was getting...
I thought you worked at a bank.
No.
You've been lying to me.
Whatever. I thought she was going back there to get the stacks of money, that inside the stack of money they have the tracker. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I thought she was going to get that, and so when they heard the beeping, I thought they were going to open it up and see that
tracker.
So I was kind of surprised, and I actually laughed when they opened up the bag and they got sprayed in the face with pink. Yeah,
sprayed right in the face with paint.
Yeah. And then Robert Patterson and his brother just rush into the Domino's employee's bathroom and start washing up. So yeah, that was interesting.
When did you ever realize that Patterson broke out the wrong dude in the hospital?
When he first started doing that, I was like, this seems too soon for him to be doing this. I was like, maybe he did get away, and the rest of the movie will just be him trying to get his brother away in a wheelchair or whatever. But then, as it kept on going, I was like, there was always that
too smooth.
Yeah, there was always that maybe in the back of my head. I was like, well, maybe it is someone else. And then when we finally discovered, I just kind of laughed.
Yeah, that was a good old chickaroo.
Yeah, and then that guy,
I hate that guy,
the acid guy.
Yeah, the Ray. His name's Ray. I can't stand that dude. I was so glad when he died at the end.
Oh, God.
I chilled. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh God,
he
so
was
annoying.
a bit of a dick. I ain't gonna lie.
There's a lot of cussing in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
But the Uncut Gems is like 2 times worse than this.
Really?
Cussing. Like every other word is a cuss word in that movie.
Jeez.
Don't let you guys watch this movie.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
An awkward part of the movie for me was after he broke the wrong dude out of the hospital and was rolling and went to the older couple's house, and then he was sitting on the couch and he started making out with a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, that...
I was like,
I get it.
Oh.
I get it because it shows that he's willing to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's still uncomfortable to watch.
It was very, very awkward.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And then he picked her up and took her to her bedroom.
And if that dude wouldn't wake up, he would have...
was going to take her to Bone City.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward. That was probably the most awkward part of the movie. But, and again, he was just using her to get something that
what
he
wanted. Needs, yeah.
It was just another way to show how Robert Patterson's character was very manipulative.
Yeah, he's very manipulative. He's
very good at getting what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
What do you think about his hair?
His hair?
Yeah.
I liked his blonde hair. I actually think he looks better with the blonde hair.
He looked better with the blonde, honestly.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie about that. I also, speaking of the girl, the underage girl, after they meet the acid guy tells them about some money that one of his friends robbed and stashed at an amusement park or whatever.
Yeah, the druggie who robbed the Radio Shack.
Yeah. I didn't even know those were still around.
Yeah.
But they go to the amusement park. Robert Patterson and Ray. Is that his name?
Yeah, Ray.
Robert Patterson's character and Ray goes to the amusement park, and they are looking for the bag of money. And then the security guard finds them. And
the
then
security guard is Ashley. Is that? I should accidentally click something on my laptop. Sorry. Is Ashley the dude from the Captain Phillips movie?
Really?
Yeah, from Tom Hanks. He's the main part. That's him.
Wow. Didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until after I watched it. I totally forgot about him.
Well, that's interesting.
Anyways, a little golden nugget for people.
Yeah, a little bit of movie trivia for y'all. But anyways, after they get caught by the security guard, and then, well, the Ray guy gets caught. Robert Patterson's character is still hiding. And then the security guard goes back to the ride that they were hiding in to get Robert Patterson. And then Robert Patterson's character just beats the crap out of the guy.
Beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like he's thinking he's Batman or something.
And then breaks out Ray out of the zip cuff or zip tie handcuffs. And then Ray grabs the acid that they found instead of the money and pours it all in the guy's mouth.
So he doesn't
remember anything.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Basically ruining that dude's life and livelihood.
Yeah. And then Robert Patterson puts on the security guard outfit and pretends to be the security guard. And that was just another way to show how manipulative and how he will do anything.
How he can get away with things.
Yeah. And then what I thought was really messed up was that underage girl that he was leading on ends up walking up and gets arrested by the cops. And then the cop was like, "Do you know her or whatever? Was this one of them?" And he was like, "No, it was another guy." And then he just let the cop take her.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, I thought he was gonna put up a little bit more of a nah."
Because he knew if he gave out too much information, the cop would
suspect that. Yeah,
maybe put pieces together.
Yeah,
he couldn't take that chance.
Yeah. Oh, the Ray character, when they also after they got the security guard and they pretended that he was one of the guys that broke in, they took him and or they took his keys and his ID and his car and went to his apartment. And stole and drunk his liquor.
Yeah, drunk his liquor. Just
was chilling in his house.
Yeah,
trying to figure out what they were going to do next. I thought that was kind of funny, actually. That was really
kind of messed up, but kind of funny when you think about it.
Like really dark funny.
Yeah.
And then they get the guy, Ray's friend, who was the one who stashed the acid. They get him to come back because Robert Patterson's character wants to sell it to him so he can get his money.
Because he needs what was it?
He needed $10,000. He needed $26,000, and he had 16 from the bank robbery that didn't have pink dye all over it.
So he needed $10,000 more
to get his brother bailed out.
Yeah, bailed out and
for the bail bond.
Other than just admitting that it was his idea, and he kind of forced his brother into it.
Yeah. I felt like maybe Robert Patterson's character felt some type of sense of guilt.
I think
maybe why he went through all this extreme to get his brother out.
Yeah, I think he felt sympathy for his brother.
I felt really sympathetic for his brother throughout the entire movie.
Oh yeah,
and the end credits when it just shows his brother back in his
kind of being in his
what they
comfort
call
zone.
It was like a class type thing for
other people who had similar mental challenges.
Well, anyways, at the end, they were like showing like him in one of the classes, and it was just as the first part of the credits were playing. And I felt really sympathy for him because he was like, he lost his brother that he thought very highly of.
It sounded like it was basically his own family.
Yeah, and he's just left with his grandmother, and his grandmother, from what we find out in the beginning of the movie, has hurt him before.
Yeah, hurt him, and
that's why Robert Patterson's character and him left. So
they said that they were going to run away after the bank robbery and live in Virginia
on a farm, and they were going to and Robert Patterson's little brother said they were going to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. So yeah, I felt a lot of sympathy. Okay, getting towards the end of the movie, when they're in the guy's apartment, and the acid guy, or the acid dealer, comes back to get his money, Robert Patterson packs up all the clothes in the guy's apartment.
That's right.
And starts to take off, and
is.
uses the guy's dog, because he's a real dog person or whatever, and uses the guy's dog to attack Ray.
Yeah.
So he can get away. And then when that's like kind of the last time you see him in that little scene right there, because then it kind of switches to Ray's perspective, and you look down and you see the cops chasing Robert Patterson's character.
Well, I kind of like that.
You kind of like that?
Yeah, because basically for this entire movie, it was Patterson's movie.
Yeah.
Until the very end, where you just see him get arrested from a bird's eye view. There's no really tension or suspense. You don't see like a chase scene or action scene. It's just him. He starts running away, and just gets tackled by a couple cops and gets put in a cop car.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more climactic, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, it was still climactic.
It's anticlimactic.
Yeah,
I can't say that word.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was still climactic, but I think it could have been even more climactic. Maybe if we got Robert Patterson's character's view. But I was fine with how the movie ended. And then you see the idiot Ray climbing out the window to try and escape the cops.
Yeah.
I might have thought of, like, if I was in his shoes, I might have thought of doing that, but I would have took one look, and there was no way he was going to be able to make it across that beam that was out there.
Yeah,
there was no way he was going to be able to make that without falling.
Yeah.
I would have just given up then.
I think, that kind of shows that.
And then, spoiler, obviously, but he just falls to his death after that.
Thank God, that dude he's so annoying.
Yeah, he was.
But I think that's the whole purpose. He's supposed to hate that character.
Yeah.
So if that's the reason, that's how they wrote it. Good job.
Yeah, because I didn't like him. Yeah. I really didn't like his the acid dealer, his friend.
Yeah,
he was
very, very annoying too.
You got anything else you want to talk about, Matt? I know you have more notes than me.
I think we pretty much hit on everything that I wanted to talk about.
All right. What was your final thoughts on the movie? Just give us a little rundown of your overall thoughts.
Good, quick, tense thriller that I would highly recommend to anyone. It's on Netflix. It's a great performance by Robert Patterson and their brother Benny Safdie.
Yeah. So out of 10, what would you give it? Just to put a number on it. You knew this was coming.
I know. Probably 7.5, 8. Probably around that range. How about you?
I have it as an 8, right? I had it as an 8 or a 10 right here in my notes, but I think I'm gonna go with an 8. It was pretty good, but I don't think it was a 9.
No,
it's definitely a solid 8 out of 10.
It's a solid movie.
Yeah, it is a very solid thriller. If you're in the mood for a thriller and you need something that's quicker than normal and is kind of fast-paced throughout,
fast-paced,
I think this is the perfect movie for you. So I think that's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We put out new episodes every Sunday and Wednesday, and we'll see you next time when we talk about Midsommar.
Colts. You gotta love them.